Okay. So there's a lot of things out there, never really know where to start. So where do you start to begin relationships? And a really easy place to start is with some simple email and text marketing and finding a platform that you can use to utilize and send those emails and texts. So first is send real-time status updates to borrowers and realtors. I read a number of different articles, but 80% of realtors wish they heard more from loan officers throughout the loan process, and the borrowers said very similar things. So sending real-time updates just keeps everybody in the loop. They don't have to wonder where things are at. You don't have to worry about giving them a phone call. Send them the quick automated text or email. The next is to co-brand your emails with realtors. Promoting the realtors on emails helps them bring in leads as well as you're generating business. So just getting their face out there, including them in any promos you might be doing to any closed loans, anything like that, that you can just get their face out there. It definitely helps. It also gives, say, a lead you're emailing, a realtor right there on that email to reach out to. The next is to send the right information at the right time. 30% of first-time home buyers get really confused throughout the process. So giving them real-time updates and alerts are really important. So whether that's an email or text, just making sure they know where they're at in that loan process helps really boost and build that relationship and trust. The next is to show your value to leads. So don't assume that they know what to expect, and don't assume that they've already chosen a realtor. As I mentioned, promo that realtor on an email, get those names in front of people, let them know what to expect throughout that loan process, any educational pieces you can do, anything you can do to help them get ready to buy their future home just helps build that relationship and will definitely make them want to come back to you when they're looking to purchase their next home or to refinance. And the next is to nurture your relationships. So don't forget to reach out post-close and send informational emails to both borrowers and realtors, just staying in front of them. So on top of sending, say, a holiday email, maybe send an email about what's going on in the industry, just keeping in front of them with helpful information, again, will help generate that business and have them come back to you. And the next is to keep messages simple and to the point. I'm sure all of you know, there's tons of emails people are getting daily, and it's hard to know what to pay attention to and what to read. So make sure you're keeping your messages simple and direct so that you're getting the most successful turnout and responses, and just use platforms that are aware of that content that is easy to digest. With all that being said, what do we recommend you implement and what do we have available for you? Send out regular communication that is not marketing. Send out educational emails, send out monthly newsletters to borrowers and realtors, just staying in front of them with pieces that are not just, hey, give me a call when you're looking to buy your home. As I mentioned, the education is really important. So just continuing to keep people informed as to what's going on in the industry, what to do to prepare to buy a home. All of that is really great to send out, and also great things that you can use in social medias and other platforms just to get your name out there even more. The next is to send informational emails to leads and borrowers. Don't just market, as I had mentioned, make sure that you're educating. So on top of loan status emails throughout the loan process and things like that, send emails to let them know what to do in the next steps, what to prepare, a little bit of extra insight that you can share in any marketing messages that you're sending, the better. The next is to implement real-time loan status alerts and updates. So again, automate as much as you can, get in front of borrowers and realtors without them having to reach out to you, and just keep them in the loop. The next, as I had mentioned, co-branding with realtors is really big. Add them on those loan status alerts if they are the realtor on the loan. Send them in any lead emails you might be sending to a lead that they sent your way. The more you can promo them, the better. And again, gives those leads or those borrowers an opportunity to reach out to the realtor as well. The next is to get creative with communication. Again, it doesn't need to be all business. Share tips and tricks you've learned. Maybe you found a cool recipe and you're sending something out around 4th of July, things like that that are a little bit more personal. People are more likely to read and respond. And then the next is to be in the know. So just making sure that you're educating as much as possible and being that go-to, especially for realtors. They shouldn't have to figure out what's going on in the industry. You guys are really the experts, so make sure that they see you as that. So send out those newsletters, send out information that's going on in the industry. One thing we recommend is putting together a weekly email, just summarizing what happened in the past week and share that information with them. So all of this content great to have in place, something that we do have available in Aduvo, and we do continue to create additional content for you guys. I'm going to go ahead and send it over to my team member, Leslie, and she will talk about compliance and share some of that content with you guys.
All right. Thank you, Paisley. Hello, good morning or afternoon, depending on where you are. I am in charge of marketing and some content that goes into Aduvo, and then that also comes into compliance. So I'm going to share a little bit about that this morning, and then jump into the Aduvo platform and actually show you some of our content. So we'll kick off here with, whoops, let's see. I did the wrong one, play from current slide. Maybe not the most exciting part of what we do, but definitely one of the most important parts of sending anything out in this industry. And so one thing we really work hard to do on the Aduvo side is making sure any content that we create and put in the platform for our users to use has been reviewed by a compliance team and it's ready to go. But also wanted to share some just simple compliance tips with you if you're creating your own content or just need a little refresher, some things that we have learned along the way. So this might seem as a no-brainer, but anything that you're sending out that's marketing or advertising, so holiday emails, post-close messaging, lead drip campaigns, anything that's not a status alert or something directly tied to their loan process needs to have a disclaimer that basically says this is an advertisement. It can be a very small line of text at the bottom of your email, but that's just something to keep in mind if you're sending anything out that's not directly connected to their actual loan, and letting them know about that. And we put a very simple example here that meets compliance that you can use in your own marketing emails, and then that we use on ours here in Aduvo as well. And then you want to make sure with emails, always have the unsubscribe option and the equal housing lender logo. So that goes on any email that you send out that just keeps you compliant with CAN-SPAM Act, with the unsubscribe, and then the equal housing lender logo from a mortgage compliance standpoint. And that's, again, something we have in the bottom of all of our emails. So something you don't have to think about when using the Aduvo platform, but you can build that into your own email footers as well. And then similarly with text communications, you want to give your recipients, they need to first opt in to say, yes, I do want to hear from you. And then you want to give them that option to opt out in every text message that you send, be it an alert related to a loan status or something that's more on the marketing side, just so they always have that option, and that keeps you compliant. And that's something that you can easily build in, just gives you a nice safeguard. And then also just shows you're thinking about your recipients and giving them options for their communications as well. And then you want to make sure you always include the NMLS number. Again, seems like a no-brainer, but we want to always mention that for the loan officer and for the company. So in any email signatures, you want to make sure that those are both very clearly shown so that that can be seen. And also it kind of extends to if you're using social media, you want to make sure that NMLS number is in your profile information as well. And then easy peasy one here, when in doubt, get it reviewed. It's never a bad idea, even if you feel like I've been sending this forever, but maybe you make a change or something just doesn't feel quite right, get that reviewed. So we have a third-party compliance company that we work with to review anything that we send out from an email or text standpoint. And there's also, we have found some other third-party resources if you don't have somebody internal in your company that you can look to help with that. And I know Paisley's found some resources. You can certainly reach out to us, and happy to share some of those that we have found. But again, when in doubt, get it reviewed just for that peace of mind. So anything that you're sending out is indeed compliant and you don't have any grounds for recipients to come back and say anything. So keeping you safe. And that's one of our priorities with the content we send out from Aduvo as well. So these are just some very simple, most of you probably know these things, but it's always helpful to be reminded. And these are things that we always keep top of mind whenever we are putting together content on our side. And so speaking of content, as promised, I'm going to hop over here to our Aduvo platform and show you a little bit of the content that Paisley was mentioning earlier that we offer. And as she mentioned too, we're always creating new content. And, we're the ones working, researching, keeping our finger on the pulse of the industry. And so certainly we are all ears to our users as well. If there's content that a lot of users seem to want, we're open to collaborating as well. But where we've started here, we have several different types of content for leads. So if you're working to get some folks on board as borrowers, clients for you, we have lead drip campaigns. Then we have post-close campaigns that can just keep you in front of your borrowers after the loan process has ended, offering them tips and tricks. We have content specifically for realtors as well. And then I know later on, Paisley and team will go into some more of the loan status alerts and some of that side of the house. And I'll be showing a little bit more of the marketing side. So let me just hop into a sample here. So we've got a campaign here. This is for borrowers and co-borrowers. Just, if they've reached out, thank you for contacting, and they're not necessarily starting a loan application yet, but they've reached out for information. So you want to stay in front of them with a drip campaign. And so we've got something here that we can preview that gives a little bit of information. So as Paisley talked about the, educational component, not just selling to them, but, giving them some tips and tricks as they go through this kind of convoluted process. So we've built these campaigns, we've put a schedule behind them. So the set it and forget it aspect is really key with these campaigns that we create for our users. So once they're turned on, they just go and you don't have to do anything, which we think is really nice. So this is an example, we've sent them, hey, thank you for contacting. It pulls in merge tags. So this is obviously an example, but it will pull in the user's, recipient's name and your company name, your information, your company details. And so you can preview these campaigns, within the platform and then decide, hey, there's 7 messages in this campaign. I'd maybe only like to send 5 of them, and we can walk you through how to duplicate the campaign and only send out 5 of the 7 messages. So it's very customizable to your purposes as well. But this is an example that just walks them through, okay, hey, what happens next in the process? We have campaigns with images. We have the same campaigns without images, if that's something that you would prefer. We introduce, hey, here's our team. Here's who you would be working with if you, go forward with us. Here's how to go through the process. So this is an example. Again, there's 7 messages in here, and I won't go through all of them, so I can tick through a couple other things here. But you're able to go in and look and decide if this is a campaign. Yes, I want to send this to, to folks who have contacted and hopefully will become clients. We also have drip campaigns for leads as well. I can pop into one of those with some images as well. So maybe you have some leads who haven't contacted you, or maybe you've just got a list of folks that you want to reach back out to again. We have a series that can go through for them as well with education, introducing yourself. Here I am. Here's some mortgage tips, again, how to understand the process, things about credit scores, down payments, just different educational pieces that we think would be helpful for the borrower, puts you in a place as a subject matter expert, which is a great place for you to be. So they know, hey, I can go to Joe LO and, he will tell me what I need to know through this process. And so this is a way to share educational resources with them and also put yourself in front of their emails so that they know when the time comes, oh, I remember I can reach out and, talk to this LO about my loan needs or any sort of home financing needs. As Paisley mentioned, also monthly newsletters. So we create for you monthly newsletters for borrowers and realtors as well. So again, we do these for you monthly. You can turn these on and it's a set it and forget it. It goes out the second Tuesday of every month. So you can see an example here of our April newsletter. This is for borrowers. So we work to find resources from lifestyle to financial to things about mortgage to, as Paisley mentioned, fun recipes, just more of a fun touch point, kind of putting yourself as, hey, I'm a human, you're a human. These are things I thought were interesting. These are things I think you might find interesting. Home tips, budget tips, travel tips. So again, more of a fun way to stay in touch with your, past borrowers, potential borrowers, leads, any sort of contacts, that you want to be in front of who are not realtors. And then we do have a realtor-centric newsletter as well. Let's see. So you can see again an example. So for the realtors, it's has some lifestyle focus, but also a little bit more industry information, some tips and tricks to help them with marketing, social media. And again, we curate these and create them monthly that go out. And again, as Paisley mentioned, these newsletters could also be great content for you to glean from and post on social media. If you are interested in putting yourself out there on social media and you think, I don't even know where to start, what kind of things to post, these are some great resources of content, links, information, copy already created that you can easily just pull and copy and put into your different social media accounts. As again, things to share, showing you as a subject matter expert in this industry. And Paisley, any other specific ones that you think I need to cover here? I could talk about this all day, but I know we're on a time clock. So any thoughts on other campaigns we want to peek through?
I don't know if we need to peek through, but as you guys see, we've got that category section there on the side. So you've got an idea of the type of content we have. And like Leslie mentioned, we're always creating new and listening to what our users need. So yeah, our goal is to have as much content available as people want. So
yes, exactly. And then, as I mentioned, a lot of these are customizable too. So if you have content that you like to use, certainly we have tools that they can show you in a demo on how to create your own and build your own campaigns using some content we have and maybe some content you have. So there's lots of ways to customize, but then lots of out of the box things you can utilize as well. So the set it and forget it option is there for you too. And I think we might have one question, Paisley, that's come through. I don't know if that's
we're just asking if we would email out the recording after.
Okay, perfect. I didn't want to pop out of here unless it was something related, but if so, I will pop out of here and pass it back over to Paisley.
Okay, great.
All right.
Let me go here.
Go.
Okay, I've got a couple of quick questions just to get an idea of who's on the call, and then I can walk you guys through, for those that are interested, the rest of Aduvo, and just kind of show you what else the platform can do for you. So my first question here is just understanding what loan origination system you are on. Just gives us a good idea of the customer base we're working with. I'll leave this open here just for a second. Not too long. And then the next one, just having an understanding, if anybody that's interested in learning more, you can poke around, see additional information and things like that. So if you're interested in a free site or logging in and poking around content, let us know. We're happy to do that for you. And okay, let me just kind of hop through the rest of the platform here. So this is Aduvo itself. When you log in, you're brought to this dashboard. We'll connect directly to your loan origination system. So we're able to pull some stats in here for you, just so you have a quick snapshot of where you're at, where your business is at, and things like that. All of these are clickable. So if you clicked on these, you'd see the information tied to it. We also give you some marketing stats here, so you've got an idea of what's gone out. And then you can change the time increments here. So this default is showing the last 7 days, but you can see other time as well. And then Leslie showed you guys the marketing section, but this is available to all of our users that are wanting to utilize marketing. So if you guys were to take advantage of a free trial or anything like that, you'd be able to come in here and poke around and see the content. Again, we have tons of pre-built content, as you guys will see, and tons of pre-built text messages. Whether you want to automate just text, just emails, a mix of both, we're happy to set that up for you guys. And again, we've got a number of different categories. So we are working to continue to create more and more content, but we definitely have plenty of content ready and available for you to turn on at this point. I see a question of, can this be done without a loan origination connection? At this point, no, it will not, but later this summer you can. So we can stand up a site for you. You can import contacts that you would like. You can status things, but I can reach out to you directly to talk through specifics and see if we can meet your needs. The platform itself, you can also create any content that you'd like. So whether that's a text or an email, you're able to create those. Then our email builder is really easy, drag and drop builder. Go ahead and just enter information here just so I can get over to that builder for you. So the builder itself, we've got a default content default template in here, but you can create your own templates. You can copy any of our templates and use them as you would like. And then it's an easy drag and drop builder. So if I wanted to add an image, maybe more text, pull over social media links, it's just a simple drag and drop, and then you can continue building from there. And then sky's the limit on the content. So no limit to how much you can create and utilize. You are able to do what you would like. And then as you'll notice here, we have those default items that Leslie had mentioned. So we pull in NMLS, company information. We have that equal housing lender image at the bottom. So just keeping you compliant on that front. So we've got those important pieces for you. And then if you have any pre-built content that you'd like to get in the platform, we can definitely talk through that and help you get that in the platform as well. And sky's the limit on that. Does anybody have any questions on our content, creating content, anything like that? Just give it a second here. Okay. And then the other section of the platform is our people and loans section here. This will allow you to create custom lists of contacts. You can create these and see individuals from your loan origination system in here. As you'll notice, this one's showing me any active loans. It spells out exactly what it's filtering on. We have out of the box lists available to you, but sky's the limit on what you'd like to create. So as you'll see, there's a number of different lists that we have out of the box, and you can customize and create any additional lists that you would like. Just to give you a quick, pop in here, take a quick look. We know not all loan origination systems have the best list building capabilities, so we did like to create some of those options in here for you as well. And then we are happy to stand up a site, give you a follow-up call, anything else that you guys would like to learn more about Aduvo and get up and running. I'm going to go ahead and just throw this poll on here for now. If you would like us to stand you up a free account and connect to your data, we're more than happy to do that. If you're interested in having us contact you to answer any questions, we can do that as well. So feel free to throw in your answers here. And then let me just switch my view so I can share our contact information with you guys as well. I'll be sending a follow-up email with information, but if you'd like to give us a call in the meantime, schedule a demo, anything like that, you can feel free to reach out to us directly. And then I'll also be hosting another educational webinar in 2 weeks. So look out for that email. We'll be taking a deeper dive into social media. People had a lot of social media questions our last webinar, so we wanted to make sure that we are addressing those. Okay, well, thank you everybody for hopping on. Leslie, anything else you would like to add?
No, I don't think so. I think that covers it. And certainly, as Paisley mentioned, we are here if you have any follow-up questions, and always creating new content and loving to hear from our users, what kind of content they'd like to see. So we're excited to continue hearing that and creating new content moving forward.
Okay. Thank you, everybody. I hope you have a good rest of your Wednesday, and we'll be sending that follow-up email first thing tomorrow morning.